Alright guys, welcome back again to more Trails Through Daybreak. I believe we're currently up to possibly 2 more side quests prior to finally returning back to the main story and seeing how everything comes to a head. So we're closing in, guys. So if anything else, hope y'all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for the love and support. And here we go. Alright, currently on Station Street right now, and we're about to check out the next bulletin board for the next mission we got going on. What's this one say? Dingo's Legacy. My name's Cunning, and I'm the editor-in-chief for the Gossip Rag Meld. There's something I gotta tell you about Dingo Brad, who used to work here. If you're interested, come to the 2nd floor of the Orbital Cafe. I'll make this an official for Spriggan just in case. Meld EIC Cunning. Wait. Anyway, let me have a look. Pest control at the park. We've received reports that the dangerous monster Gnathos nubia has appeared deep within the forest area of Dirk Memorial Park. Take care of this in the guild's stead. Okay, so we got an extermination quest too. I ain't smelling the usual scent, so I think the bulletin board hunt's over. Van, that reporter friend of yours used to work at Meld, right? The biggest gossip rag in Calvert? I didn't know you were tight with the editor-in-chief. I'm not. Dingo's mentioned him before, but I've never met the guy. He's supposed to be a bit of a headache to deal with, so I've tried to keep it that way too. But it looks like my luck just ran out. I really think we should meet him. Perhaps he might be waiting for us already. Walking to the Orbital Cafe shouldn't take us so long. Let's go meet with the guy once we have the chance. Alright, but first and foremost, I want to focus more on the pest control one.
Objective set.
Alright, Dirk Memorial Park. Over here. And depths. Let's go take down that monster. Gnathos, right? Alright, where is he hiding? Is he not here? Did I go in the wrong spot? Really? Now, okay, here. What if we go to maybe here? Isn't this where I am? Or did I pick this? I'll try this.
Heading to the objective.
Well, that makes more sense. Okay, let's do a quick save just in case I don't make it out of this. Alright. I'm ready. A fearsome foe is prowling around.
Give me your worst.
Alright, I think
Now's
for
a good time to boost.
Yeah, hold on a second, sir. I want to switch you up with her.
I'm out. Taking center stage.
And as for you, I'm going to do... Nope, I wouldn't say it's not too soon, but I would do... wait, nope.
Going all in.
Crescent Eye would be great.
Activating drive.
As for you, I will do this. You're weak to fire and wind, therefore I'm gonna go boom.
You won't get away with this.
You, I'll switch over with yep, I'll have you come in and boom. Flare Squall will do for you. Oh, what do I have here?
Going all in.
Ideal Force. Actually, let's use this. There you go. Perfect.
Here goes.
You, I will have Jabril Guard.
Here I go. Jabril guard.
There.
Hell yeah. Alright, we're set.
There.
This is gonna hurt.
Moving, Van.
Beautiful. And he's paralyzed.
Chance.
Okay. Now that I'm protected completely, let's play a little bit of a coin bullet over here.
Over here. All for you. Your turn, Judith.
Alright, Judith, we're gonna switch you over to Go-Go Grimcat.
I prowl in the night. There's nothing I can't swipe. Grimcat at your service.
Ha! Miss.
Can't beat me.
Perfect. Alright, I'm gonna have... actually... Bring it up.
There we go.
Beautiful.
Go time.
Alright, as for you... Oh, actually, not
Keep it
too
up, it's
soon.
working.
Let's do... Back attack bonus.
Pressure him and move in.
Actually, I do want to use something. Hold
Going
on.
all in.
Seal, back attack bonus.
Eat this, sucker.
There you go.
Activating skill. Have some of this.
Beautiful. Nice.
A chance.
Even better. Oh, I don't even have to build up my thing. Okay. Then, if that's the case, we'll do Heavenly Halter.
Stay put.
Boom!
All you, Agnes.
Alright, Agnes, I need you to rebuild your stuff.
Activating skill.
Have some more.
I was hoping for a miss, but that's okay.
Can't beat me.
How's your thing? You are... Alright, go again. Oh, that's not good.
You'll be sorry for that.
Okay. Let's do... Bring them all together.
Activating skill.
No! They're down!
Beautiful.
Keep moving, Van. Activating skill.
Get it.
Out with the bang. Soar for me. Boost gauge limit crushed.
Alright, as for you, we're gonna keep striking.
Your turn, Judith.
And as for you, do it again.
No! A chance!
Okay, for you, do it again.
Activating skill.
Have some more.
Uh-oh. We gotta dispel that. Ouch.
It's go time.
Yeah, dispel that crap right now.
Initiating skill.
Twilight kick. Finish him, Van.
That dude should not have gotten that much off of me. Okay. Okay, do it again. Ideal Force. Or we can do
Maybe proceed
Squall.
with caution.
Damn.
I won't let this chance slip by. One
Actually,
skill
so shouldn't.
right out. No!
There.
Burn him, man. Jeez.
I won't lose.
Alright, Innocent Heal should be great for all of us.
Grab the light. Innocent heal. A sincere
I'll take
friend.
that.
Ben!
Okay, let's ensure the hate is on me.
Over here. All for you.
Ah, it's still doing group attack.
You'll be sorry for that.
Okay then, if that's the case.
Keep it up. It's working.
Alright, let's go for...
Don't mind me. This is it. Lightning chaser.
There.
Just kill him already.
My move now.
Still not gone? Okay. Fine.
This'll
Well,
hurt.
no, I can't use it. Damn.
Show me what you got. This'll hurt.
Wait.
This'll hurt.
Does that work for Pete Slice?
Proceed with caution.
Raging Buster's better for the back attack.
Raging Buster!
Finally.
I did it.
That's a wrap.
Mirror deposit confirmed.
Alright, that one was a little hard, and that's only because he caught me off guard. Alright, let's heal up. Oh my goodness.
Whew, that hits the spot.
Alright, if I'm gonna buy something, right? I might as well buy Celestial. How much do I have? Oh my god, that's a lot of money. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna save the money. I want to save the money. Let me save first, though. Alright, let's return back to, I think, Station Street. And then Orbo Cafe Iota.
Off we go.
This time we're doing Dingo's side quest now. I think it's the last one. Ah, where are you? Oh, okay. Middle-aged man. Uh-huh. Hold on, let me double check something. Let's do Dune.
Banner launched.
And
Objective set.
alright, you are Orbo Cafe. Yep, it's you. Just want to make sure. You really did come. Not that I didn't trust Dingo at all. The name's Van Arkride. I take it you're Mel's editor-in-chief? Yep, that's me. Me and Dingo go back about 7 years. He told me a lot about you. Sounds like you were real busy over in Horacian too. No clue what you're on about. I thought there'd be no reports about us being involved with it. There won't. The authorities are keeping it a secret. Dude's probably just saying that to get under our skin. Well, whatever. It's not getting an article, so I'm not interested. I called you here for one of those first brigands of yours. Nothing more, nothing less. The gist of it is that I want you to help me look for Dingo's notebook. Oh? What's this about? You suspect he had a notebook containing information he gathered as a reporter, or more like as an information dealer? Both, actually. I first heard about it a few weeks ago, just before he headed off to Cray. I could tell he was chasing a dangerous scoop of some kind, so I jokingly asked if he had a will ready yet. Oh, and look at us now. It didn't really occur to me, not even for a second, that this would happen to him just 4 days later. He laughed at the time, and said one thing to me. The closest thing I have to a will is my notebook. I have left with it a trusted source, so if anything happens to me, send that up for Spriggan about it. Wait a second. So this is a third memento of his, on top of the video and camera. We don't have that notebook ourselves, though. Sorry if that's what you were hoping for. Oh, I never thought you did. But I suspect you're the only one who can track it down. Dingo seemed to trust you more than anyone, so I suspect that's the way he wanted it to play out too. The authorities have got everything that happened in Cray down on lock, and Almada are dead and gone. So I can't imagine it'd have anything worth writing an article about it to begin with, which means it's not worth my while hunting down. But I can't just go and ignore his words about it. So here we are. I'll put up the money for you to find this thing, my last gift to him. So, what's it gonna be, Spriggan? You gonna go find Dingo's notebook or not? Of course, 7,500. Hell yeah. We'll take the job. You got anything else you want to share? Maybe he said something more about this trusted source of his, for example? Yeah, I remember telling him that was nowhere near enough info to find the thing myself. Only hint he gave me was that it's with people who know about as much about my past as you do. It piqued my interest. I wonder what Dingo's past was like. I've only heard bits of it myself. How much do you know? Even less than you do, I suspect. I know he used to live in Mesoldom before ending up in the capital 7 years ago. That's about it. Wait, didn't Dantes act like he knew him?
It's been some time since we last met, Dingo Brad. Though we did cross paths in Tharbad, albeit briefly. If we exclude that little encounter, I haven't seen you since your days as a mere informant in Mesoldom.
Yeah, and you were still Enrique's second in command back then.
Saying the two of them knew each other at length beforehand would be a fair assumption. Alright, we'll see what we can dig up with what info then. Good luck. Anyway, my break's over. I gotta get back to work on finding scoops for the festival. And I'll give you my number, just give me a call if you do find it. I'll wire you the money if you do. It can be my way of honoring Dingo's death. Got it. We'll take it from here. So, what's the plan here? We don't exactly have a load of info to go off of. The only clue we have is that it's someone that knows as much about Dingo as that guy does. That rules out Jack and Bermotti, and Vanna obviously. Oh, and Ren too. Yeah, any information deal is probably out of the question here, and so is anyone with as many connections as Ren has. And people like Nina and I know even less than that editor-in-chief does. Dingo is a very private person, and it went both ways. It honestly surprised me to see a gossip magazine report being so considerate. That's just how Dingo was. Jack, Bermotti, and I tried not to pry into his past either, mind you. But something must have happened between Dingo and Dante's while he was still in Mesotham. He left the city after whatever that was, ending up in the capital and becoming a reporter right after. Don't know any details, but I imagine we'll get out of this knowing a whole lot more than we came in with. We're gonna be unearthing what he tried to bury this whole time, all the burdens he carried by himself. Man, you don't look like you're about to back down though. Ha, no way. The job's a job and I'm nothing if I can't see this kind of shit through. But anyway, I can think of at least one person who would fit the bill for this job that won't be a pain in the ass to meet up with. Oh? It's not an information dealer, mind you, but she was close to Dingo. I can't be the only one who immediately thought of her. Oh! It does seem plausible that she might know something. Are we gonna meet her then? Yeah, let's head on over to Terrell Times. Don't think a meeting with her will be all that hard to get as long as she's not out of the office. Right. Ah, damn it, that bastard up and left us with the bill. Gotta be pretty sly if you're gonna be running the biggest gossip rag in the country. Well, it's the least we could do for him since he brought this to our attention. Ah, fine. Alright, Terrell. Over here.
On my way.
Alright, where are you hiding, Marielle? Oh, okay, good for you, right here. Oh, it's you guys. Great job, everyone. You all really saved the day back in Arassian. Thanks, you were a big help too. Without you, I doubt we would have been able to get all those kids on the airship. I've noticed you've been keeping busy lately. Yeah, you could say that. I had a lot of investigating to do once those revelations about Arassian came to light. And it was all worth it in the end. I feel like I'm finally making a difference. Good for you. Now Dingo's got one less thing to worry about up there. I sure hope so. If I'm that much closer to becoming the surf reporter he was, I'll take it. Gotta talk to you again. Oh, hey guys, good to see you again. Need something with the paper? Not this time. We came here to talk to you, Marielle. I'll give it to you straight. We're working on a for Spriggan involving Dingo and need your help. What? You are? What sort of request is it? Please, tell me. To put it simply. You talked to Meld's editor-in-chief, Mr. Cunning. Dingo told me about him before, but I've never had the chance to meet him in person. He said he wants you to find Dingo's notebook? That's right. Do you remember Dingo ever talking to you about that thing by any chance? Doesn't have to be anything direct or explicit. Anything you happen to remember him saying will help. Actually, we didn't just talk about it before. I've seen that notebook with my own eyes. Say what? How did that happen? As I'm sure you all noticed, when he was alive, I tended to barge in on him while he was trying to work and stuff. One day while we were having lunch, I was asking for advice on how to interview people, and he was writing stuff in this black leather notebook. I asked him what it was since I was curious. He told me it's where he jots his info down, both for his reporting work and info broker stuff. That definitely sounds like what we were after. If nothing else, at least we can now confirm that it's real. I got a little whiny and tried to get him to show me his notes, but of course he refused. When I got huffy about it, he kind of laughed and patted me in the head. I still remember exactly what he said. Who knows? Maybe you'll get a peek at them one of these days. Although, if I play my cards right, you sure never have to. Oh wow. He must have already been preparing for what might have happened to him in that case. If that's the way he was talking, then we can probably rule out him taking the notebook with him to Cray. The CID also apparently swept through his place and couldn't find any real material of note that he left there either. He had to have either given it to someone else to hang on to, or stashed it somewhere for safekeeping. Which brings me to my next question. Can you think of anyone he would have left that notebook with, or anyone who might know where it would be? Again, it's okay if you don't know anything in definitive. Any leads you might have would be great. And just to be clear, I don't mean other brokers like Brahmati. I'm talking about other sorts of acquaintances he had. Right, of course. Let me think. Based on what Mr. Cunning told you... Wait, could he have... You think of something? Maybe. I could be completely wrong, but I can't rule it out either. Basically, when Dingo was alive, he would sometimes cover the adult industry for Meld magazine. He did? That's interesting. I guess that comes with being a tabloid reporter. What's the adult industry? Doesn't every industry have adults in it? It's code for grown-up stuff. Certainly more grown-up than his wannabe protege here, that's for sure. Anyway, one time I confronted him about it. Do you really have to cover such sexual stuff in your articles? If readers demand it, it's our job as reporters to give them what they want, plain and simple. Plus, it's a way to get information that can help shut down some of the nasty illegal places run by the Mafia. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Say, out of curiosity, do you ever visit those sorts of places yourself? Huh? Only when I need to for work. Lately, I've been too busy to go to any places like that myself, so I've had to lean on one of my old contacts a lot to get what I need. Not exactly ideal when my job is supposed to be to report on things. I see it myself, but it is what it is. Fair enough, I guess. You sure won't hear me complaining about it. Complain about what? Nothing. Nothing at all. Anyway, who's this contact you mentioned? Her? She's a woman who operates underground? Runs a handful of outlets. Pretty talented, all things considered. She's your contact? It's a woman? Yeah, why does that matter? You got to introduce me to her. It'll help me write better news articles, yeah. Unfortunately, Dingo said it was too soon for me to be going to a place like that, and that was that. Looking back on it, there's only one part of town he could have meant when he said he worked on the ground, huh? Yeah, I think that one goes without saying. Not only that, I think I just might know the woman he's talking about. Never would have guessed those two had any history, but just goes to show it's a small world we live in. I certainly remember there being a business that fit the bill when we were down there. Does that mean we're going to the Blacklight District? Yeah, who knows if we'll turn up anything down there, but it's worth a shot.
Hey, you guys? I want to go with you. Could I? Please?
I don't know. Yeah, it gets kind of dangerous in the Blacklight District. Oh, I already know how dangerous it can be, believe me. But we're talking about Dingo's notes here. What's inside that matters to me too, you know.
Who knows? Maybe you'll get a peek at them one of these days. Although if I play my cards right, you should never have to.
She does have a point. What do you think, Van? Alright, you can come. You did give us some valuable info, so it's only fair. But you gotta promise two things. One, you'll stay behind us down there. No running ahead. And two, you'll carry your own weight and help us out too. Deal? Deal. Thanks, Van. I promise you won't regret this. Okay, Blacklight District, here we come.
Taking off now.
Alright, oh boy, there's a truckload of places to go. Alright, let's check this one out first then. I am uncertain.
Boss is gonna yell at you.
Okay. Oh, you guys. I'll talk to you later.
I like it.
Wanna get a drink together?
Okay, you. Topic.
Let me ask you something.
Oh, it's you. You know, I thought I knew you well, but I had no idea you and Dingo went so far back. Level with me here. You were the one helping him investigating Almada's illegal adult business, weren't you? Yeah, that's right. We must have worked together for, a decade, I want to say. We both had to keep it on the down low in order to operate freely, though. He and I had known each other since we were both up in Mesoldom. That long, huh? Guess that makes sense. If you don't mind me asking, how did the two of you, meet? Oh, it wasn't anything special. He was a newly minted intel broker, and I was your common whore, making ends meet out of the streets. We had a nice little thing going. He'd buy information I coaxed from my clients, and I'd do him some favors in kind. He scratched my back, I scratched his. Huh, this is all news to me. Can we assume that Dingo hadn't started doing any reporting back then too? More or less, I'll say for an errand boy working underground, he had a certain naivete to him, back then. Maybe because he was still so young. I had an acquaintance who worked at a local paper. I remember he was pretty intrigued about that side of things. I'll also mention it was 8 years ago when I made the move to Edith and set up shop down here. Well, before I left, he gave me some top secret information as a parting gift. His intel and his connections have been a huge help to me. Leave it to the lady killer to schmooze his way into the underground. He really helped a lot of people while he was alive, didn't he? That he did. Indeed. Later on, after everything went down in Mesoldom, that's when he ended up drifting into town. Personally, I was happy to see him make a clean break and get into a better line of work with better people. You never know what life has in store for you. Maybe the guys took a liking to him and threw him a bone. Maybe so, yeah. Sorry to interject, but what happened to him in Mesoldom? I didn't know anything about that. I wish I could tell you, honey, but it's not really my place to say. That all happened after I left, so I only heard things through the grapevine. But I won't leave you empty-handed. If you're looking for his notebook, I've got some information I'd be happy to share. Wow, just like that. Really? You do that? Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Just to clarify, we're looking for this black leather notebook he used to carry around. You've seen it before, I take it. Sure have. He'd been looking for a place to stash it away. I offered to hold on to it myself, but he turned me down. Can't blame him for being so cautious when he was going up against Almada. But I did hear him mutter about asking someone for help on his way out of town for a place. That was 3 days before everything went down in Cray for reference. Holy cow, what timing. Actually, now that she mentions it, how did Dingo get to Cray? Do you have any ideas, Van? He had this tiny ass car, but he never drove it all that much. He was always paranoid of people following him. Usually he took a train or a bus when he had to go out to the sticks. Probably flew a bit from time to time too. But I don't know what he did here. Same, we're talking about a guy who knew all their tricks by that point. He might as well have just been moving randomly. He sure as hell wouldn't take something as obvious as public transit, not when Almada had eyes everywhere. Exactly, I think we can rule out his own car too. That would have carried its own risk. Thinking realistically, he probably would have rented a car, hitchhiked on a truck, taken a taxi, ridden an Orbital bike. I would go with taxi. I think chances are pretty good our guy took a taxi. Sure as hell ain't cheap, but I'd have given him the lowest profile and the most flexibility. They'd blend right in on the road. Oh, good thinking. You might be onto something, Van. Taxis are a pretty commonplace, especially for people heading out of town. There's no way Almada could have been monitoring every single taxi running in Edith. So let's say he did take a taxi. What kind would he have taken? Probably one of those independent ones instead of a company taxi, right? That's an excellent point. Hiring a self-employed driver would allow him to chart his own course and movements. Sounds like you guys have your next lead. I have no idea who the driver could be, unfortunately. Maybe it was one of his friends. My guess is he had a driver he hired on the regular. Someone you could trust. Does that ring any bells for you, sweetheart? You know something? It actually does. I remember Dingo would sometimes hail a taxi to get to a reporting site. He mostly took one that had his black and yellow checkered pattern around the bottom. The driver was an eccentric guy too, from what I recall. Oh wow, that's really good info. Glad you were able to remember that. You said it. We'll have to look into that once we're done here. Anyway, thanks for the chat, mistress. I'll pay you back sometime. Yes, thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. Oh, don't mention it. I owe Dingo that much. That said, you can always repay me by coming back here to play, you know? Don't forget that. But yeah, Dingo would tell me stories about you two sometimes. The punk-ass Spriggan and the newbie reporter he had befriended. I do hope you're able to track down his notebook. If there's anyone out there he'd want to inherit it, I have to imagine it'd be you two. Thank you, we'll do our best. We're sure as hell gonna try. Be a waste to just let it go after doing all this work for it. A taxi with a black and yellow checkered pattern. I know exactly which one that is. I had no idea Dingo was a regular in it. See that car by Central Station a lot. Driver's probably out at lunch for right now though. Let's check the food stalls first, see if we get lucky. Okay. Maybe. Wait, is it Satan? It's not the black light. Yeah, let's try Satan.
Taking off now.
Okay. I don't want to go there. Nope. Hold on, where is this thing? Alright, I have to go up here.
That's fair.
Let's see if the taxi's here. Wait, what? Oh, it's on this side. I was like, wait, what? Okay. And then... Well, what do you know? Well, that car there has a checker pattern. That's gotta be it. That's the taxi. The driver's gotta be close. Let's sniff him out. Okay. Giordano? So it's this guy. Okay.
Let me ask you something.
Oh, well, if it isn't a big boy with a cute girl hugging his arm. Never thought you'd ask me about the name and notebook. Wonders never cease, huh? Looks like we found our guy. So word is you were scratching Dingo's back every now and then? Yep, I may not look it, but I used to run all over the Republic taking odd jobs in the down low. I was on the smuggling run once and bam, I bumped right into him. That's how we met. That must have been, 10 years ago? Dingo would have been around 20, I think. Alright. So, do you know how he got tangled up with Almada back then too? Oh my boy, do I ever. That was what led him to ask me for help out of the city that day. I stuck him out just like that. He hopped on a bus for Cray, and that was the last I saw of him. In retrospect, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have let his dumbass do that. It wasn't your fault, Giordano. Don't beat yourself up over it. You weren't the one who killed him. It was Almada. Not even. Dante's owned that, the shitheel. You're right, yeah. I heard he got what was coming to him at that old capital. I bet Dingo's laughing up there. I'm happy karma came around for the bastard. I hope it makes him feel better. He really regretted being that guy's broker in his past. That this really wasn't the same guy once he took over. So, that's his background, huh? Not trying to justify him, but Dante's used to have a good rep on the streets. He had a code and he stuck to it, and that let people trust him. No wonder he ended up so popular with how much everybody hated the head honcho before him. He got Dingo hook, line, and sinker. Dingo was his informant, fed him the info he needed to bring the old guy down, and now instead, we have this monster he built. A monster, huh? That does fit him well. I'm not too privy to what happened beyond that, so I don't want to speculate. So, you're looking for Dingo's old notebook, and you think I've got it? Bingo. Please, may I have it? Well, I'd love to give it to you, but I'm afraid I can't. Why not? Is there something he wanted done first? What, pretty boy say it was for your eyes only? Well, he told me to keep an eye on it for the Spriggan guy and a newbie reporter. If anything happened to him, he wanted me to give this here key to whichever of you I bump into first. Coin locker key. Oh. So what's this key for? Looks like a key for a station coin locker, like you'd see around the subway. Spot on. He said he stashed in the easiest locker he could find. I'm not sure what he meant by that though. I have no idea which station that's at. Got it. The easiest locker we could find. Where would that be? Well, that about gives it away. Could it be the one by Van's office? Probably. Let's head on back and take a look. Thanks a bunch, Giordano. Maybe I'll make it up to you with a joyride one of these days, when I feel like it. Ha, you just call me anytime, you plastered, and I'll be your Dee. Alright. So what, back to O-Town?
Off we go.
Alright, oh, okay. Looks like we're going the right way. So the locker is in this subway station.
What do I do?
I almost went to the vending machine instead. That key we got from the jar probably goes to one of the coin lockers here. What do you say? Should we check what's inside? Absolutely, I'm ready. Okay, let's head in. Mario and the others found the coin lockers tucked away in a corner of the subway station. They located the one that corresponded with the key they held, finding a black leather notebook inside. The group then proceeded to move to a quiet location in order to inspect the contents of the notebook. This is something, alright. I didn't get to talk to Dingo much, but I know for a fact that he was an outstanding man. Indeed. Not just anyone could pursue Almada to the degree he did without backup. It was probably his way of making amends for the role he played in Dante's rise to power. These notes mention how the previous boss's family was murdered too. Even they didn't get spared. That's horrible. Such a heavy burden for him to carry. But that wasn't his fault. He couldn't have known that's what would happen. I can't imagine he felt like he could be in the public eye anymore after that. And that's why he took me under his wing, a good-for-nothing rookie. It appears he compiled quite a few notes about the ringleaders we took down Arassian as well. Yeah, let's take a look. Wow, okay. Yeah, let's go in the order from top to bottom. Viola. Okay, 26, originally from a minor noble family in the Cadis region in the Central East. Her family fell into bankruptcy after Cadis annexation by Valis, Viola herself being sold off to a wealthy merchant so they could make ends meet. She soon fell into the hands of a criminal organization that was targeting the merchant. Though initially nothing more than a plaything and object of pleasure, she eventually managed to oust the boss and wrestle control into her own hands. Her brutal leadership reputation precedes her. And 2 years later, the group tried to expand their influence into Calvard. They caught the attention of Almada. Conflict with them was brief, as they were quickly obliterated by Dantes, to whom Viola swore loyalty afterward. As a consequence of her turbulent past, she's incredibly dependent on Dantes, which might be the reason she harbors a fierce rivalry with her fellow Melchior, their positions equivalent within the organization. Though the body of her needle gun was produced by Zect Arms, the full piece is not part of their official lineup. Further research regarding the origin of her weapon is needed. That's Viola. We got Alexander. 35, born in the former Principality of North Ambria and northwestern Zemuria. He was 5 years old when the Salt Pale appeared, sowing chaos in his homeland. Him and his father, then protectors of the ruling family, fled alongside Prince Balmon. When he fled the country, he spent most of his childhood and adolescent years in the free city of Taslim. Trained by his father in the traditional military arts of their homeland, he served the former ruling family until the age of 25, though his life was soon thrown to chaos. His father and he were both ordered to retake Northumbria following the death of the Northern Jaegers figurehead, the current ruler since Prince Balmon's escape. After their assault on Northumbria's capital, Haliask, they managed to seize the control of the city for a time, acting as its effective government before being overthrown by the Northern Jaegers. This ensued a massacre of the remaining civilians in Haliask, mandated by the crazed former Prince Balmond. Standing in opposition with one another, Alexander and his father dueled to the death, Alexander emerging victorious before withdrawing from the battlefield. Though his current whereabouts are unknown, it is believed that the Prince Balmond was swiftly and secretly executed by the Northern Jaegers following his capture. Wandering from one court to another, Alexander was eventually scouted out by Dantes himself and brought into leadership position within Almada. Though outwardly austere and restrained, he's merciless in combat, sparing none who dare cross him. His ultimate goal being the search for his final resting place, he has rejected any attempt at persuading him to leave Almada. Despite the mechanized gauntlets he wields not being part of their official lineup, it does appear that they were developed by Zect Arms. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that. Alright, let's do this again. No, stop it. Okay, cool. Olympia. 19. Little is known about her, although she allegedly hails from a remote village hidden in eastern Zemuria. Rumors say the entire village is comprised of heretical puppeteers who worship the doll made in the image of an angel. Thought to be an artifact of some sort, the doll was looked after by a medium. The village's gruesome customs mandated that those close to the medium were to be offered as sacrifices. These sacrifices spared no one, not friends nor family. Though soon, tragedy befell the village, leaving Olympia and the doll alone to wander the continent after the demise of all they knew. Multiple records suggest instances of criminals being slaughtered when encroaching on the wandering pair. She was later inducted into the Gardens, the assassin organization, and made overseer of the Garden of Arum, though it appears she's been mostly left to her own devices after being invited by the other overseers, these including Melchior and the Emperor. If I were to guess, the incident that took place in her village led to her and Angel developing a psychologically interdependent relationship, resulting in her autonomy and emotional expression diminishing. In light of the crisis that's made the Gardens join forces, she may have a chance to reclaim that lost capacity, albeit an incredibly slim one. Wow, this guy took some real detailed notes and was very observant. Arioch. Over 150. In contrast to the known confirmed leaders of Almada and Garden Overseers, eyewitness reports of him are few. What we do know of him, the Garden of Rustus Overseer, is that he's a very dangerous man clad in heavy armor. Much of the information about him stretches belief, including how he was supposedly born in a different time period altogether, over 150 years ago. If he was, he's said to proceed from the mythical holy Iskan Empire, an enormous nation believed to have laid just across the Tianshin and Ishgal mountains to Calvert's east. This empire is presumed to have vanished following a calamity 130 years ago. In its heyday, 9 groups served to protect the royal imperial line. Eastern sources indicate that he was a warrior who represented the Rahu, a tribe of white descent hailing from the west. I'm inclined to believe it's all bullshit, but in an age where immortals like the Lance Maiden can exist in Urbonia, I can't rule out the possibility of there being some truth to it either. Whether it's true or not, evidence might suggest that his armor and his strangely shaped battle axe might be artifacts. Considering his joining the Gardens and the stories claiming his immortality, this might be highly likely. On top of that, he's the primary suspect regarding the Eisenshield's annihilation in the outskirts of Cray, though I still can't state that for a fact. More information needed. Alright, and finally, this guy. He's 21, one of Almada's 3 pillars and quite possibly its most evil and sinister member. He doubles down as the Garden's ringleader and overseers of the Garden of Thorns. Melchior's skills don't fall behind any of his artifact-wielding peers, being highly skilled in the use of the Orbal Net and being capable of infinitely spawning and freely controlling explosives. Beyond that, he also acts as Almada's main strategist and Dante's right-hand man and confidant, and possibly his lover. Though his past is shrouded in mystery, his origins might trace back to the same organization the Oathbreaker, one of Ouroboros' anguish, also comes from. The Order of the Moonlight Horse existed since the Middle Ages, where the Oathbreaker sat among its top brass for the longest time before losing to Ouroboros and switching sides. He's an entirely different matter and a major threat all of his own. Wrapping this back around, Melchior might have been a direct subordinate of the Oathbreaker before going on to take in scattered remnants of that infamous cult. If that's true, that would make him something of a prince of the underworld. For someone as powerful as him, to idolize Dante so much is nothing short of ominous and concerning, to say the least. Another thing that concerns me is him staying in Cray's vicinity following the Eisenshields turning into ghouls. Cray's not just some sleepy village with beautiful vistas, more than a touristic spot. It lies stuck between several forces, working from the shadows. It also happens to be one of the few places in northern Calver with a sizable eastern and central eastern population. Knowing the source of Almada's financing, actually, I'd rather not speculate any further. Okay, I read everything. I mean,
this point, I've worked out how I'm going to get everything recorded, as well as how to leave these notes behind. Now comes the real showdown with him. It's going to be the biggest gamble I make as both a reporter and an information dealer. If, by some sheer miracle, I make it back in one piece, I'll absolutely be following up on those theories I've written about. I can already imagine the hell I'm in for with that dope of a Spriggan and that cub reporter. I really do worry about her. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's just part of the fun.
Alright, let's close. Oh, wait, Dante's now. Age 34. If I let my feelings take away, Dante's could fill every single page in this notebook. There's not a night where I'm not overcome with regret, but this notebook is not meant for my personal thoughts. Most things I've come to learn about him and his life are at least a little eyebrow raising. Him being a member of the DG cult before joining Almada, being related to Calvert's old royal family, perhaps even a direct descendant. The tales of his sword are equally as hard to believe. A gigantic blade of black and silver thought to be an artifact hidden by the royal family. This demon blade was the instrument with which he slew Enrique, Almada's previous head. Hard as these tales are to believe, their true purpose is to strike fear into the hearts of those who hear them. To make Dante's nothing short of a living manifestation of shadows and agony. Deep as the abyss and equally as alluring, his unquenchable thirst for fear is what draws many to him. Seductive and enchanting, it has earned him many loyal followers. But where does such unfathomable hunger come from? A new hypothesis surfaced recently, which might finally explain things. Its source, however, is a little unusual, and I'm not particularly keen to take it at face value. But that's neither here nor there. The more pressing matter is his goal in Basel, and that him and the others might have been after something else. His true goal, I imagine, fear. The want and need to bring about true dread and terror to the masses. He wasn't able to achieve it even with the help of a genius, but that will not put a stop to him. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his mission. Looking into this matter should take priority. Regardless, he sure managed to pull a fast one on me in Tharbad. I was distracted by that call, but that's no excuse. I should have been through him much sooner than I did. But try as he might to stay one step ahead, I'll forever be hot on his heels.
At this point, I've worked out how I'm going to get everything recorded, as well as how to leave these notes behind. Now comes the real showdown with him. It's going to be the biggest gamble I make as both a reporter and an information dealer. If, by some sheer miracle, I can already at the end of the...
Okay, we can close notes.
Dingo. Dingo!
You dumbass. Who's the real dope between us, huh?
This dude was totally nuts. How the hell did he find it in him to go that far? I can only imagine his love and care for others spurring him on to gather this much information. He was both a clever and kind man. And he wasn't just trying to make amends or settle a score. I don't doubt he genuinely worried for everyone's future. It goes without saying, but it's a true shame. He was taken from us far too young. I'm so glad you two were able to find his notes. Likewise, it must have been the will of the goddess. Once Mariel collected herself, the party drove her back to the Tyrell Times. After reporting the success to the editor-in-chief Cunning, they got back to work. As for Dingo's notes, once the contents were copied, it was decided that Mariel would hold on to the originals for safekeeping.
All in a day's work.
Love to see it.
Reward deposited.
One additional free time. Oh, good. Alright guys, I'm going to be ending the video here for today. I want to thank you all for watching. When we return, we'll be working on some Connect events, or at least the last of them. And then finally, we'll be following up on the main storyline. So, we'll get to that in the next one and see how it goes from there. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.